Well, hello. My name is Brad Cattell. I am, in this lifetime, a salvage miner, salvage builder, salvage broker, and that's all American for the most part. I have some pieces from India, I have some pieces from Mexico, but most of my pieces of architectural antiques are from America, American made. Now, I'm getting ready to go ahead and liquidate, empty out tens of thousands of square feet of inventory, much like these beautiful doors, or chapel doors, about 9 foot tall, about 5 foot across. And they're an example of some of the big doors I have. There's another set nearby that's about 3.5 foot per door, maybe 4 foot, a pair of them, 4 foot by 8 foot tall, and they have arches in them. They're known as coffin doors, arches being the glass. Standing across from a nice 6 foot, 7 foot tall, actually, arched glass window. One of many, many treasures. I'll flash the pictures up. You won't just have to look at me. But the goal of this is to just give you a quick idea of what's possible. If you go ahead and take the parts and pieces that took many, many hours to make, with wood that's from trees we no longer have. They were aged, properly cured. Some of those trees, 1,000 years old, 2,000 years old, like cypress trees. They have all been harvested. They don't exist anymore in the lumber industry to cut down, per se. So, longleaf pine and cypress. Two products I have massive amounts of storage. 2x12 beams, 2x10 beams, 6x6, 8x8 beams, turn posts, flooring, siding, trim for around windows, actual window jambs, where the window jambs and the windows have more wood in them if you were to buy the wood new with no knots. Excellent, beautiful wood. If you just took the windows apart, the value of the glass, the value of the wood that holds all the glass together, called a window and a jamb, is probably worth $200 just in wood. Some of it's in walnut, some of it's in longleaf pine, butternut, northern pines, but almost all of them exclusively during the 30s, going backwards into the 1800s. Those parts didn't have any knots. They were knot free. There was so much wood that it was classed by knots, and the knots had the lowest category, and they weren't really used on those kind of things, because if it went through the mill and the machines were going to be making it into flooring or anything else, you didn't want knots. Same thing with your casings for around your window. Same thing for your trim. So I have literally miles of it. So, as you look at me, as you see, okay, I don't want to do this. I don't want to be an entrepreneur. I'm not going to market this forever. Okay? And so I want to have some of you maybe do what I did with it all. To create houses. Tiny Texas Houses was a brand, but the goal was to teach other people how to go ahead and build houses out of salvage. Never in my wildest dreams did I want to grow a business that made 1 million tiny houses. No. That's what the guys do that build the mobile homes, tiny mobile homes on wheels, and that kind of stuff. So in less than 5 minutes, what I'm trying to convey to you is an opportunity. I'd be more than glad if you wanted to do a package of $10,000 of materials, and that would be enough to build windows and doors for 3 tiny houses, maybe 2 larger houses, much in the style of the Sears catalog houses. Doors, windows, trim, flooring. In many cases, I still have a lot of flooring left to go ahead and put out there. I would like to see 4 or 5 people, maybe 10 people, start an outpost. A pure salvage outpost is a concept for a local co-op, where you build the houses, maybe on a ranch, maybe in a community. But the idea is, if you live in it, you can make payments on the materials. It's not that big of a cost, and you can make it over 5 years with no interest. So it defers that cost off, so if somebody can afford to get into a house on the front end without having to go to a bank. And if there's problems later on, well, we'll go ahead and do deferred payments and other things. So this is what I'm going to try to do. I'm running out of 5 minutes, so I'm going to go ahead and end this, and we'll try another one. How's that?